Oh, you're more than welcome to watch, Steven. You're going to be visiting the town, so that's perfectly fine. I'll try not to spoil anything that's going to happen, but I'm always happy to take some what do you call it? Advice? Inspiration? Words. Ooh. You're designing your model right now? Oh, are you on Hero Forge? Oh, okay. I have something I want to show you then. Give me just a second and I'll pull it up. Just gotta remember where it is. There's a little sneak peek for you. Nothing that I ordered, but just something for show. There we go. I wonder if there's any, like, more bopping music. No, that's not Jesse's model. Jesse is a goblin. Yeah, no, I don't really have something for Jesse as of right now. I should probably send him the link, and Wolf too, and probably Melissa, and be like, yo, make a thing. What am I listening to right now? Lo-fi hip-hop. Let's see if chill hop's any better. All right, digging this. Yeah, no, here I'll pop them up again for you. This cute little guy. Anyway. All right, where did I leave off yesterday? There's part of me that really wanted to put it like all on the grid, but the other part of me realized that's going to be really difficult to do. So there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be on the grid, but a lot of stuff that will be on the grid. I'm gonna put this again. Yeah, you know what? I think that's really what this town is missing. Just everything seems spaced. When in reality, it needs to be connected in some areas. To give the appearance of things being like smushed together. Like so. Nah, that one won't work. It's a little too tight. That's a lot of buildings to loot. Hey man, it's a town. As you saw, I definitely didn't do anything like this extravagant to Jesse. But Ultimately, I think this is about as detailed as I'd like to get, if not more. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of these places are just going to straight up be like generic buildings. They're not going like they may have some purpose of you being able to like run in and do stuff in them, but we'll see. I'll probably be having to come up with a lot of stuff on the fly if you're trying to break into random houses. Hey, Wazboom. Break into random house, has no floors, walls, or ceiling. The hero turns to find the window he crawled through has ceased to exist. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. The Abyss takes the hero with the warning, stay on task. Wazboom, I feel like you would make an excellent dungeon master. Or you could secretly number all the buildings that aren't relevant, so whenever they walk through one door, rolls dice come out somewhere else. Dice rolls per character and holding hands doesn't work. That's really clever. Yeah, I was actually trying to think of a numbering system for buildings that I had planned and buildings that I didn't quite have planned. To make it easier on myself. Battleship Grid always works. They go west. Boom, now at E4, south for a bit. Well, I don't think I'm going to do something as crazy as they start teleporting to random places. My intention is not to have them screw up the space-time continuum in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's not like first and second level. That's more like you know, 10th level, I'd say, maybe 14th. Should have just done -90. That would have worked better. Didn't work, I mean, for your eyes. Only Battleship Grid. It is static, nothing crazy, but easy way to make notes of what is or isn't in sight. Yeah? I mean, it's clever. It's definitely clever. Hey, nerd. How you doing? Where did I go? You sent me a masterpiece made in MS Paint that took over 9,000 hours. That is an example of the grid you were referring to. Jeez. 9,000 hours? Oh, you're just talking about... I see. I thought this was something that you used to use, like, back in the day. You're like, it took over 9,000 hours. And I was about to be like, geez, dude. Spend way too much time in MS Paint. Welcome back, Steven. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, somehow I switched layers. Okay. You must paint only thing Windows ever did right. Man, you should invest in GIMP. And by invest, I mean like... It's free. You already have a GIMP? Gosh darn it. Not what I'm talking about. Can't remember... That looks about right. Excuse me. Thank you, Axel. The giant orange box or trunk has your collection. It's starting to become hard to tell where the end and the beginning of my town is. I don't remember where I was gonna put this. I think it was over here. Yeah, I'll just have to move the road out a little, which is fine. So, Secret Time, where do you like to draw inspiration for your D&D quests from? You wouldn't believe how poorly people handle basic kids show quests, such as gummy bears from back in the day, or worse, put them in 2 dates to prom dilemma. I have no idea what you're talking about with those 2 examples. Quests, I don't know, man. I just come up with something that sounds like fun. I probably draw a lot of inspiration from playing like World of Warcraft and other RPGs, reading stories, and like I read a lot of books. So just from books that I've read, and from other RPG shows. Gummy Bears was a fantasy Disney kids show that actually touched on life lessons pretty decently while incorporating goblins. The 2 dates to prom have rival factions to try and woo the hero, with the added result of death if disappointed, but have an event where both factions expect the hero to perform in their favor while both factions are watching. Even better if the hero has to change clothes based on the factional running around. Is this a legitimate show? Because I never heard of this show. I've never once heard of this show. And I almost don't believe you. Not that you'd lie to me, but... Facts. Gummy Bears was 2 dates to prom as a sitcom scenario. Well, Axel's confirming it. I need like a YouTube link or something, because this sounds both horrifying and fantastic at the same time. Sintai, I say? Sintai, I say, indeed. Good sir. How's it going, 2K? This looks like GIMP. It is GIMP. See, it says it right up here. GIMP. As far as how it's going, let's not discuss that at the moment. Well, good sir. I am saddened to hear of such news. I wish you the best and would like to inform you that I am more than happy to cause trouble. On your behest. Let me at him. Let me at him. I'm like Scrappy Doo, man. Always trying to send you good vibes, my friend. I dig it, Steven. I don't remember you having a spear, though. A spear, 2 daggers, and a light crossbow. Okay. You wanted the spear on his back, but it wasn't an option? Really? That's strange. That sucks, though. I mean, it works. I was gonna say, for the record, you don't need to have all your weapons on your mini. Whatever looks most aesthetically pleasing. Fun times. You live in an abandoned mining community, and a pack of meth heads moved into the 2-room house down the road. By 2 rooms, I mean that it only has 2 rooms: front door, back door, kitchen/bath, and living room. Yike. You just didn't want the open hand. Let's take a look at Hero Forge real quick. You can get a Rubik's Cube, man. Let's stick with fantasy. Do you have a book? I don't remember if you have a book. You can hold a banana for scale. Drumstick, potion, crystal ball. Let's see what you sent me real quick. Nope, an amulet. You could have put one of your little dragon buddies in your hand. I don't know if you saw that. Right, I knew about your amulet. I figured that was going to be around your neck. Yeah, little dragon buddy would probably be pretty cool. I guess the necklace is gonna be on the robe itself or something. I guess that's not something separate you can add, which kind of sucks. Here you go. You should wear a small top like this. Street mage's clothes. All right, I kind of dig that. It's a futuristic outfit, apparently. Oh, here you go. Cocktail dress top. It's got the necklace and everything for you. Just don't mind the corset, right? Yeah, you picked it for the amulet. I figured. I wonder if it will change the clothing based. Nope. Okay. See, look, you can still totally do the cocktail dress, and that looks gorgeous. Yeah, it can definitely be pricing, depending on the material you go with. This one, I know, you know, 20 bucks for this. And it's got decent paintability. But I think going the extra mile for the extra 10 bucks for the better plastic for more detail will probably be better. Because that's what Melissa got me. Did I ever show you my model that Melissa got me? Steel? Yeah, the only issue with steel is that it apparently, I mean, if you look at the pictures here, they're super rough, and that would be a little difficult to paint. Metal models are really cool, though. Oh, wow. Are all these metal? I guess that is pretty cheap for all these metal. Yeah, that's the only issue with steel. I mean, bronze, boy, it sure looks nice, but holy crap, is that expensive. So, like, if you wanted to paint it, it looks like the premium plastic would be the best for that. But if you want something that you know is, like, not gonna break, and you don't care about painting it, then steel seems like a good option. Hey, Anon. Yeah, I think UV rays will make it very brittle. You have the printers they use? Hey, Anon. If we were to send you one of those files, how much would it cost to have you print those for us? Because buying the 3D file itself is only 10 bucks. Which is really nice. Like $3 in shipping? All right, so $10 for the model. And if we just bought a bunch of models and sent them to you, like $3 a piece, and then just paid for one big box of like, not big box, but like, you know, a moderately sized box of shipping, that's a steal at that rate. Holy crap. Anon, I may be hitting you up. Maybe hitting you up, boy. Now, is it just that it's so inexpensive to do that and people are just hiking up the prices? Or are you just giving us like an insane discount that most places normally wouldn't? I'm legitimately curious. The printers themselves are really expensive, and a liter of resin is close to $50. How much can you get out of a liter of resin? But I don't have to pay for the printer, it's just the resin. That's fair. You get a lot of stuff for that resin. Oh, I bet. I would hope and imagine so. Hey, Nightly. Yeah, because aren't the printers like close to $1,000? You don't think you have gray though? Yeah, you probably have the clear resin, don't you? You have a lot of other ones though. I mean, I'm not worried about like any specific color. Honestly, I would probably just be more concerned with like I think it would be cool to have like a clear resin on some of them and then like painting over it and leaving some of the spots clear. Like I could see a practical application for that. Heroes Forge was out before 3D printing was really becoming an obtainable goal for the working class. They never adjusted their prices since they still offer super high levels of customization and of course the materials. However, with Reaper, Spellcrow, and other model makers, they stand aside in only one area of customization. However, there are now so many model makers out there that you can't find... If you can't find your guy, you're Mary Sue. The clear is more cloudy than clear? Gotcha. Alright, you moved. Congrats on internet, doing fantastic. Glad you're doing well, Nightly. Like on your dice case you made, you can't see into it at all? Okay, so it's a little bit more opaque. I see you sent me a snipchit. Still, that's pretty cool. That would... Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a huge difference. Like, you can barely see the die, but that's cool. I'm doing all right, Nightly. Just waiting on this semester to be over. finishing up Steven's D&D thing. I think once I finish this town, his campaign will be just about ready to go. Yeah, hold off on ordering that. If anything, Steven, what you would probably want to do is purchase the $10 EDF file, I think is what it is. And that's the file that I would ultimately send to Anon. Thanks, Nightly. Yeah, I've got 3 finals left. One professor says that one final should be open already, but it's not showing up for me, so I'm not sure what to make of that. So we'll see. Frick, you're on mobile. That's right. Steven knows that pain. He spent months on mobile. I'll just save it for now until we know for sure what we're doing. That's also a good idea. Yeah, because that way you don't spend extra money on stuff that you don't need to. Thrifty spending. Hey, Anon, do you happen to print business cards too? Asking for a friend. You don't have finals till May, only passing 2 out of 4 classes, so you're only worrying about the ones you have a chance on. I hear ya. That sucks, but I hear ya. Alright. I figured that was a stretch. You can engrave business cards? Stop having so many talents with lasers. Anon, I am super jealous. I tell you what. How much is a Formlabs printer? One of them is $3,350. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to look at prices. Dentistry? That's legit. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at Amazon, see if we can look up Form Labs. Form. Yeah, the Form 1 is $2,300. And the Form 2 is about $3,700. I think the cheapest basin printer that I found was like $800. You have a Form 2? Jeez. All right, man. That's awesome. So, like, that's the type of thing that I would love to be able to invest in. And I would totally sell tons of models. Find world building so overwhelming you can enjoy figuring out a town's culture and a way of life, but actually building the town itself, I don't even know where to begin. That was me, honestly. I had no idea where to begin, so I just started doing it and fixing stuff along the way. So, like, right now, honestly, none of this town has any culture, any basis as to what's there or what it is. It's just a town. And it is incredibly overwhelming. Honestly, Steven, this is kind of what I wanted to try your drawing pen and stuff for. Wanted to see if it would make stuff like this a little bit easier. Speaking of which, I'll be picking up Banished when it goes on sale next, if you want to use that for future building. That's a good idea. I've thought about games like that. You'll have to try that. Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of doing it. Like, just getting started. I can definitely borrow it. You barely use it anymore. Well, thank you. I will totally look into that. That would be better to try it out than me just picking it up already. Because that was going to be my next move, was just buying one. Did you get the Bluetooth one? Or I guess maybe it was a different price when you bought it. Because when I was looking at them, I think I found yours and it was like 80 bucks. No, it's corded? Okay. Yeah, I think it's like 80 bucks now. Alright, well thanks for hanging out, Wazboom. You have a good day, and I will catch you later. Oop. Oh, it's a good thing I'm on terrain. 'Cause that was the wrong button. Why can't there still be a milkman? Too many illegitimate children? Thank you, I'll be here all week. Because they generally come from women. Good one, Nightly. The face when divorced, the face when single dad, the face when I'm so isolated. I always hand out the king size on Halloween just for the kids that survive the gauntlet, but your home is a geographic oddity being half an hour from everything. I remember living somewhere where I was like a half hour from just about everything. I'll go through the effort of driving someplace if it's close enough. So out of interest, does Sintai have any interesting denizens or even interesting visitors? It has a few interesting denizens. As for interesting visitors, we'll see how the campaign unfolds. Every time I see Sintai, my mind keeps thinking of Senpai. I may change it. Because a lot of people keep saying that. Notice me, town of Senpai. It's Axel's favorite town. It does not have a smaller town close to it called Kotai. I can actually bring up the map real quick. Closest towns are Kalban and Havel. It's just north of the Twilight Steppes. And then the main kingdom is Eldon. Oh snap, it's all planned out. Look man, I got some good ideas here and there. Or at least I'd like to think that they're good ideas. That's yet to be determined. Obviously, I tend to have those. I don't know if that's obvious. I'd say that may not be obvious at all. But thank you, Nightly. This is a lot of buildings. It's a town. It's not like a village. Cities haven't been made yet, but they're huge. Are you sure you're not drawing Boston? Because it looks like Boston. I mean, technically, each square is going to be about 15 feet. So, I mean, if you really think about it, it's not, I guess, super huge, like 15 to 20 feet per square. Yeah, so like a lot of these houses aren't like super huge. I mean, this itself is, it's 30, so about 45 feet long. Maybe if I decided to make it like 20 feet instead, it's 50 feet. Like most bedrooms nowadays are like 15 or 20 feet, like large, right? No, they're probably more like 20 to 30 generally. So if we're going back to medieval, where a lot of rooms were a lot smaller, like you literally had enough for a twin bed and maybe a dresser. It worked with a lot of small spaces. So like these small squares are going to be like super tiny houses. Yeah, I could totally do that, Steven. Totally. There, this is technically the town. You need fine details in your campaign. Look, I know you, after watching Jesse's and Wolf's, you're expecting something like, let me pull it up. You're expecting something like this, or like this. Which eventually turned into, give me a second. Oh, this is gonna be loud. Let's turn that down real quick. Let's also go over here and save. You're expecting something like this, and I know you are. Ooh, looks like those doors are now broken. Well, that sucks. Those were really nice looking doors. Dude's drunk. Or all right, so if I throw up this and we zoom in on Sintai here, this is the town. There's farmland up here. They have farmers. They also have water source. Like, they've got farmland. The thing is, this is the town. The farm isn't necessarily part of the town. It's on the outskirts of the town. I don't need farmers in this. I just need the town. Depends on how much fire you use. You say farmers, I hear victims. Yeah, no, I've definitely thought a lot of this out. Like, Kalban doesn't have any farmers because they're right next to Eldon, and Sintai and Havel import a lot of the farmed goods. They focus more on the hunting in the forests. Sintai can also do some hunting, and then Kalban will also do some fishing along with Hoval. See you later, Wazboom. And then you've got Jakal Cove, which also has some farmland as well as a lot of fish imports. They don't do too much hunting because the forests, the jungles here tend to be a little bit crazier with more exotic animals, but they can do some hunting through here as well. Feld here and Yantir rely on doing a lot of hunting. And this being not just like a kind of village town, but this being like a step under a kingdom, it's a city. So you've got town, city, kingdom. They'll have farmland in there as well. And then you've got forts who rely specifically on trade. So, for instance, Trism and Oasir will export stuff to Quintabal, Mirage, Fort Samdri. Aldasan focuses on a lot of fishing, import and export. Stone Pass, again, relies on places like Yantir or Hoval and these places for trade. because they're military forts. Not much hunting to do here, but they will do a lot of like herding, so cattle, sheep, pig, that sort of thing, because they're in the plains. So that gives them an advantage there. These guys are in the wetlands, so again, they do quite a bit more fishing and as much farming as they can. Galpine will focus on a lot of hunting and some fishing down there. Hargan helps to feed Montav Bay, Alterna. This place is just called Basin. I need to come up with a name for it. Something Basin. But yeah. So like everything's got like... got a rhyme or reason to it. Alright, Steven says, be right back. So I'm going to give you guys a quick view into one of the campaigns that I ran already. And some of the notes that I've taken. And how things were laid out. So who was in the manor. They had a steward, a chef, a housemaid, a butler, and 2 casual staff, all under the commoner monster type. A floor plan, naming each and every room. And then the map down here. With various things to find throughout each one. And I would take notes as the game progressed. So in the parlor, he could have picked up a small painted vase, a translucent green gem, which is a small cryoprase. In the dining room, he could have stolen all the cutlery, depending on how much cutlery he wanted to steal. So if you remember, there was that long table with a bunch of food and stuff on there. So he could have taken a lot of that stuff. Nothing in the sunroom or the kitchen. In the servant's entrance, there's some money that he could have picked up just laying on a countertop. Nothing really in the pantry for him to loot for money's sake, but there was stuff like wheat, flour, dried meats, fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. And he actually ended up taking some flour and stuffing it in a bag to use later if he needed to. $2K. No one can make up their mind. Actually, I think he grabbed some of the flour from the cellar, not the pantry. But the first floor closet / coat closet. Based on how thorough his investigation check was, he would get a certain amount if he went in there. I don't think he ever actually went in there. And this is where I took some notes on what he did loot and did not loot. Because I was trying to tally up at the end how much gold he got. And I want to say it was somewhere in like the 300 or 400 gold range. Or maybe it was like 200 or 300 gold. That sounds about right. But then based on where he went elsewhere, in the master bedroom, so the master of the house, there was a decently expensive golden ring, a bone statue, and an embroidered handkerchief that he could find. And I think he found these two. I don't think he found the handkerchief. In the library, there was a bronzed anatomical skull that he could have looted, which would have been worth, I don't know, a random like D something amount that I probably would have decided on in the moment. A scroll of identify, which I think he took. And then in the office was a potion of minor invisibility, And I went with minor because typically it would last an hour, and that's just a regular potion of invisibility. But to add some variable, I was like, you know what? I'm going to change it to like a minor potion, because they don't really have minor potions. They've got potions greater and superior. But I wanted to add a little bit more to it. So I made it a minor one, which instead of it being an hour long, it only lasts 15 minutes. He didn't take the potion, but he did take the book of invisibility, or the potion making book of invisibility. And so this is the overall layout. So like here's the dining room, the foyer. This was the parlor, the sunroom, front hall, back hall, servants' quarters, pantry, cellar, first floor coat closet, servants' entrance, kitchen. Up here was the guest bedroom. This was the upstairs linen closet. This was the east hall, or west hall. This was the east hall. Master bedroom. This was the study. This was the steward's room. I think this was another guest bedroom. This was the library, and this was the office. So yeah. And then we stopped multiple times throughout the day. I think we did a total of 3 sessions in one day, because like every 2 hours we had to keep stopping. So I was taking pictures of some of the stuff that I got. So while he was in the town on the streets, he ended up stealing a satchel of jerky with like a ton of dried meat. He stole someone's coin purse, which had some money in it, and he pilfered a lockbox, a small lockbox from one of the stands. Splash. Hey Ellen, I don't know if you're still there, but I'm going to look up the thing you just sent me. Yeah, that looks like pretty much exactly, essentially what would work. It was either going to be specifically that you just showed me, or I was going to pick up ooh, this one's on sale now. All right, see you later, Steven. Thanks for hanging out, my boy. Keep getting all these notifications on Discord, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. I finally joined Chilled Chaos's Discord. And they're constantly just at everyone-ing stuff. So yeah, that was Jesse's. Let's take a look at Wolf's for those of you who might be interested. There it is. So Wolf's had a lot more text in it. Essentially, every single one that I've done has not been the same. Like, I don't have a rhyme or reason to how I set up a lot of the stuff that I'm writing. I just kind of go with what sounds good to me, and then I start making things. So like this one, again, I had the rooms all numbered. You have the bar, the galley, the upper bar. This was a little bit closer. So like, you know, here's the bar. And then the upper bar is right here. So like this is the first floor, and taking these stairs goes up like, this is the inside, like first, I guess not the deck of the ship, but like immediately below deck, because this ramp goes right into the side of the ship instead of on top of the ship. So 4 up here is the deck of the ship, with these doors leading to the upper bar, which lead down to where the actual bar is. And then from 4, you go over here and you go up to 5, which is the helm. And up on the helm, there were some like tables and stuff that people could eat at. Essentially just to get it a above deck view. Same with number 4 here, like bunch of tables and stuff above deck for people to eat on if they want to. Then they simply go downstairs and they can, go to the bar and that sort of thing. And then inside the ship was a fight club, which technically wasn't illegal, but also wasn't legal. So like basically the town guard and police force, militia force, whatever you want to call it, essentially like turned their backs to it. As long as nothing bad happened, they didn't care. Some of them would actually attend. But so through the back door here in 6, which is the storeroom, leads to the admissions room. So for anyone who knows about it, they'd be able to filter in through here and then go downstairs to 8, which is the viewing platform with a bunch of seating arranged on the side. And people can walk out on these bridges here to stand on the center platforms and look down. And then you go... So this one takes you to here, and then you go down this one, and this one brings you into 9. And from 9, this is essentially the waiting area into the fighting chamber. And so the very bottom of the ship is where all the fighting happens. Probably not a completely anatomically correct ship, but, I'm not going for completely correct. But yeah, so I had it set up essentially what the Fight Club was. There was a ladder system that I actually set up, as you can see here, with a jackpot of 500 gold in the end. With clerics in between fights making potions or healing available depending on the severity of the injuries that may have been sustained. So first guy was a human commoner named Geralt, and I got that name from the Adventure Zone, and Geralt, the 2-horned unicorn, the duocorn, I think. With short descriptions of what they looked like, and then the fight would commence. Up next was Mjornin the Shatterer, a dwarf, half-elf bandit named Kelwyn the Spectre. Very dexterous, was supposed to be able to dodge a lot. The next up was a human thug named Felden. I wonder if I wrote... So I wrote a short story for a theater class, because we had to write a script. So I wrote this kind of script, and I can't remember if I made one of them named Felden. Thug life. Hey, Lucid. So he's Felden the Cyclops, and the reason why he's a Cyclops is because he's got an eye patch with a gnarly deep scar from eyebrow to cheek bone, a cloudy eye with a scar down the iris. And then the last guy was Gorgrim the Titan. So, and then here's what they were based off of. Essentially, the first 2 were commoners with varied health, which I put in here, 6 health and 10 health. A bandit, and the bandit, I think, had 12 HP. Yeah, which was slightly more than the 11 that it initially came with. A thug, which had 32 hit points, and I think I reduced that to 16, because 32 sounded like a lot. So each one would progressively get harder until he got to Gorgrim, which was the last guy, who had 25 HP. And I based him off of his own character sheet. I made an actual character for him. So yeah, sneak peek. How you doing, Lucid? Just wanted to stop in and say, hey, at work, about to head back out. Well, thanks for stopping in. It's good to hear from you. Hopefully work and stuff is going well. I miss you. Keeps you busy, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But also fortunately, because it means you make money, you can afford your doggos. Never enough money, though. Yeah, you've got some expensive gaming habits. I think we all know that. Right now, you're just trying to get out from under the expense of moving suddenly. Yeah, that makes sense. How's everything going anyway? You and Daniel have kind of just like dropped off the face of the planet after the move. I'm sure you're just working a lot too, but you knew it was happening, you just didn't prepare for it. Story of my life. Buried under work and Daniel has a new girlfriend. Well, good for him. And also screw work. Think he spends less time at home than you do? Wow. I feel like that's a difficult feat to have. Well, next time you're free, if you're still there, buddy, we should do something. End of the semester's coming up for me, which means I'm gonna have more free time. Should be home next weekend. All right, I will see what we might be able to do next weekend. I think next weekend Melissa's coming home from school. So I might be busy with her, depending on when you're back. And for how long. If Tess were in Texas, you would ditch me too. That's all right. That's understandable. Like, that's even further than what Melissa and I go through. Congratulations, by the way. You just better not ditch us for PAX South. That's all I gotta say. Thanks. When they said you can't get a new girlfriend using only GIFs, I set out to prove them wrong. Let me guess, you just only ever tweeted her with GIFs and then she was instantly smitten? In your mind, yes. It's the gifts and good looks, man. Also, we're talking about her coming down to PAX. Yes! I was hoping for this so badly. I was hoping for this. But again, no ditching allowed. I want some test time too. I've known her for years and have never had the opportunity. Lucid taking a certain kind of picture game to a new level. Yeah, who needs dick pics anymore? It's all about gifs. Dick gifs. No, but that would be really cool. I hope that works out. When you can get the wiggle on in the helicopter. I think we all know that Lucid can at least do the helicopter. Shout out to Hack Ops, playing some, I think Rainbow Six Siege is what it said. The chin hook? Dear God, do I even want to know? Cobra style snake charming. Oh my goodness. Oh. You really should go back to work, but you want to be super lazy. I know that feeling. I mean, have you got the time to kill, or... If you gotta go back to work, man, you go back to work. Yes, also no. Excuse me. All right. What is this missing? Whoops, close Twitch. Smooth. Responding to a school email. You can mess about, sort of, but not really. Well, my dude, you're welcome to stay for as long as you can. I certainly won't say no and turn you away. But also, don't leave yourself stranded out there and that sort of thing. Cinematic instrumental playlist. I'll have to look into that one. Tell you what, you'll listen as you drive until you lose service or something, so you won't be talkative. You know what? That's perfectly okay. That sounds like a good idea. That way you're making progress, but you're still hanging out, kind of getting a mental break. I just got to think of what more I need to do with this town to make it kind of pop and stand out. Let's see what kind of patterns we got. Well, that's kind of nice, actually. Like this weird wood floor pattern. Hazard pattern. Got a roof pattern by chance? Leather pattern, fiber pattern, electric blue pattern, boogaloo. Tree bark. I don't know, I feel like I might need to decorate some of these buildings, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Here we go. It's just peppers. Peppers everywhere. I almost want to say it's kind of finished. Oh. Alright, so then let's try something. Welcome back, Knightley. How was lunch? Buildings, maybe? I mean, that's technically what all these squares are buildings. It's a top-down view. It's a map. PB&J, leftover fries, and an apple. That sounds really good. PB&J aside. Where even am I? color them in. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to try and do. I just didn't know what to color them. Nightly, I used to love PB&Js. However, I'm allergic to peanuts, so I reserve my right to hate on the PB&J. Sunflower seed butter, actually. Almond butter's okay, it's just a little bit too gritty and very, very, very oily. Alright, well that kind of loads in nicely. I do just need to color them in though. Oh, whoa. What's up, Nightly? Yeah, definitely needs something that offsets it from... You didn't know you could load stuff into TTS like that? Yeah. It's the bomb diggity. Brown, black. Probably not black because the lines are themselves are black. Brown maybe. I figured I'd experiment with some colors. I was thinking maybe like a light gray. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I could just fill them in with white. I think I like the gray a little bit more though. Oh. This music is very chill, and I love it. This is why I love lo-fi hip-hop and stuff like that. It's super relaxing. The one that just started is Watching the Clouds. The one that we were just on is Fast Lane. I actually like it. I want to listen to it again. Takes you back to your Worm days. Did you listen to stuff like this when we played Worm? Now you just remembered Worm had some chill music too that you were all enjoying. I honestly can't remember the music of Worm. But I do love me a good soundtrack. It's weird. Oh, I can just... Good to know. Boom. All the buildings have been filled in. All right. I'll give this one a like. That was good. Not completely. There's 2 joined squares to the southwest of the center, and only the left is filled in. You talking about like this one here? Yeah, that's designed that way. This one has a building with an outside structure attached to it. Think like a blacksmith or a forge, something like that. There's another one similar to it right over here. And that's the idea behind it. Oh, all right. So that looks good. Looks very good. I don't have it anymore. Oh, I gotta go download something. Stardew MP? Yeah, I can't either. That's gonna be so much fun. All right. Military police at Stardew? I don't know, man. It sounds like a buzzkill. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It works out just fine. Super pixelated. Why is it so pixelated? I'm trying to figure out why it looks so pixelated. Because it shouldn't. Like, that looks so much better. I mean, obviously, when you get super into it, it's not good. But, like... maybe it just needs to be big like that. I mean, essentially what I'm going to end up doing is... That's just a Myth 2K and we all know it. Simply joking. I feel like there should be a way to do a background color. Actually, you know what? I didn't even use this font for the other ones. I think I just used Times New Roman and italicized it. Or I used something like that. Yeah, it's just Times New Roman, bold, and italicized. Yeah. Okay. So that's essentially how I did it. Okay. What size is this? 114. This text might actually be a little too big. Let's go with like 80. I should probably go with a different color. I am aware I'm in the Discord voice chat, yes. I appreciate it. I know people wouldn't just jump in without asking first. Except for maybe Dulor. That sounds like a Dulor thing. Or a Mike thing. No, I think I'll just keep them black. I think black will just work the best. Now it's just trying to figure out how to label all these things. Because I'm thinking, have two different labeling systems. Have an alphabetical one and a numerical one. Alphabetical, I'm thinking like these buildings A. So like, for example, small buildings like these A are just going to be like small homes. And then small buildings B will be like some storefronts. Long buildings like these would be C, and those would be like stables. And so I'd have one here, and one here, essentially. Either that or just only label the buildings that really matter as like 1 through whatever. Ugh. I don't know, man, but I'm hungry now. Guys, that's Pudge. That's my neighbor's dog, who they leave outside and just barks all day. It's really annoying. Alright. How to tackle this. You love him. He bites. He will bite you. It's just it. Axel loves Pudge. Loves the Pudge. We all know that Axel loves to have something to hold on to. You alright there, 2K? You need some water or something? You've got plenty of water on hand. It's good to stay hydrated. It's good to know that you're not thirsty. Well, do you now? Honestly, it was just a joke in the moment of opportunity. I saw the opportunity and I seized it. Where's the town hall and the tavern? So I'm thinking town hall might be over here. Tavern's number 6. 4 is barracks. 3 I think is going to be city, or yeah, city jail. It's going to be town square. This is going to be like capital center. I think 8 here is going to be a shipping warehouse. Gonna loot all the shops in town. Six is going to be the inn. I think 9 over here will be the actual tavern. There's no rooms here, but they can certainly get something to drink. Because, you know, you got to have one right in the town square there. And then, like, a bunch of these are going to be shops. Like, all this is going to be shops. There's going to be stalls set up in the town square itself. Actually, I might make this right over here the town hall. Being right down from the barracks near the prison. Guys, I hear a thunderstorm in the distance, and I am so happy. You have no idea. Actually, what I may do is change this to A and B and C for different areas, and then use the numbering system for for buildings. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The police sirens. Yeah, what even is this? This is chill soul wrap. Will they serve steaks at A1? There is no A1. A is just the area. Unfortunately. A6 they might, though. They might sell some steaks there. Get some food. Whoop whoop, it's the sound of the police. Ooh, A6? They make good shoes. They do make good shoes. I used to have A6 shoes. Although right now I'm sporting some Adidas shoes because they were the only ones that fit and they're super comfy. The track name is Chill Soul Rap Instrumental by Nkato. Nkato. Started wearing Asics when I did parkour and never turned back. Yeah, they had some really comfortable heels, but I was trying to get more Asics. And wasn't the biggest fan of them because of some of the mesh design. Excuse me. I know the mesh design is to help with airflow. Oh, it is starting to rain. Let me close my window right quick. To help with the airflow. But the problem with that was whenever it rained or anything, they were the only shoes that I had. So my feet got soaked instantly. They're certainly not good for warmth in winter. No. Well, I didn't much mind about that. It was mainly just getting my feet soaked whenever I didn't want them to be soaked. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits, Nightly. Cheers for thunderstorms. Oh, I love thunderstorms so much. For A there is going to be the stables. For lowercase a, that's how you know it's different. Yeah, I don't understand why it's super loud, because if I go into my dashboard and my alert box and then throw up a test, it's super quiet. Like, I don't understand where the disconnect is between Streamlabs OBS and what it's actually doing. Like, I don't understand. So everything's just super loud for no reason. This will be the storehouse for the N. Because, I mean, obviously they offer stuff too. This is like the place to stay. So you got food, you got sleep, you got government, and you got like marketplace storehouse. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't really know if I need anything else though. Like, everything else is just like buildings, houses and junk of various shapes and sizes for the heck of it. So I think I'm all done. So let me export as Sintai labeled. Boom. So now I got it. So if I were to pop into the tabletop simulators, load up the D&D table, close down all these import images, go into tables, custom rectangle, browse local files, D&D, Sintai labeled. Upload that to the cloud. Boom! I got that in there. So now I just need why are things not in folders? Guys, all my folders disappeared. I spent so much time organizing these things and all my folders disappeared. I'm a sad boy. I literally had everything organized. And now it's all gone. It's gone. The organization is not there. And I'm so sad. Ugh. Cause I don't want to go in and make all those stupid folders again. Ugh. Gosh, it's so annoying. Anyway. Look at Knightley taking first, too. Go you, Knightley. Alright, well. I think that's it for the town building. I think I've completed it for the most part. I might come in and modify a few things later on, but I think that's it. I think I'm good. We have completed the town of Sintai. Name subject to change at this point because Senpai. Where's that super chill one that we liked? And hentai. Yep, there's the other reason. Good job, John. Which one was it? It was Fast Lane, which is number 34. All right, well, I'm going to leave you guys off with Fast Lane. And I'm going to go take a break, maybe get some food or something. And then I might be back to stream some games of some kind. Also, I'm really disappointed. I think the thunderstorm just stopped. It didn't actually start raining or anything, so that's the thing. But yeah, so I will catch you guys in a bit, possibly. We'll see what we're playing next, and see you on the next adventure.